Cat. Yeah, another thing is, if you're renting, can't really own cats or dogs. Yeah, probably need to make you pay for your pets, and I know my cat needs to go out every day, so she needs a backyard. She'd be really grumpy if she doesn't have a backyard to go in, so. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know I haven't posted a video in quite some time and haven't done one of these on camera videos for like at least 2 years since the pandemic hit, but I think I'm a little bit more settled down. Well, kinda. Lots of stuff happened, so I'll try to make this a routine again. But anyway, today just want to talk to you guys about real estate and buying your first house. And I think a lot of my viewers or friends that I have, they basically know I like Robert Kiyosaki, read all his books, and one of the main things he keeps on hammering is that your home is not an asset. Like my twin brother and I, read his books, and we actually agreed with him. Because if you define an asset as something that puts money in your pocket, your main residence, your home, it doesn't actually do that. You have to pay the mortgage, or if you even buy it out flat out with cash, you still need to pay property tax, maintenance fees, and you probably have to pay HOA if you live in a gated community, or is a new property, you might need to pay Melrose. So so it's not really technically an asset, and that's where I think this, if you guys follow those gurus who sell those books and just parroting that thing, your home is not an asset, and then you have like $1 million in cash and you still don't buy a house, you're an idiot. Like my twin and I, we started out businesses very early and got out of college. We had like decent jobs, we were engineers, and we were actually able to afford buying a house, but just kept on delaying it. And even our dad, he kept saying, "Oh, you guys are idiots," but we really didn't take it to heart until, there's a lot of misinformation on this, and after going through all that, if you guys are right out of college and watching this, if you have the means, you have the income, and the banks want to lend you money at a good interest rate, and you can put a deposit down and secure a first house. It doesn't even need to be that, everything that needs to be checked off, but I say just do it. You have to start somewhere, and Henry and I, my twin, we could have done it back right after college. They were like handing out mortgages, like free money basically, and anyone could get it if you had a proof of income. Put like maybe 10% down. It was crazy back then, but we should have done it, because at the end of the day, real estate, it just is a really good investment. It might not necessarily be defined as technically an asset, because you don't have renters, you're actually living in it, so you're paying all the mortgages and the maintenance costs of it. However, it's a good investment. That means you can watch other videos, they talk about this, but if you have if you're like a business-minded person and you're just thinking, oh, I have this money I made and it's better used for, inventory, like if you're doing Amazon or in stocks, just get that out of your mind, because in the long run, it's definitely sound advice from your dad or whoever told you that, you gotta have your first primary residence. It's buy a house, basically. And then there's lots of reasons to not do that. Like I mentioned, if you're in business and you just want to like create your business, then you say, oh, then I'll buy a house, like what my twin and I did. Hindsight, it worked out, but it would worked out a lot better if we just took the plunge and just purchased our first houses off the bat. Now, there's a number of reasons for that, but I'll just hit on some of them. Number one, it's where you live is actually very important. Like, it determines your basically environment, where your commutes, the food around you, the people around you. So it forces you, when you like put an investment down, you can do a lot of research. Basically, you're gonna hammer out all the look at all the options, and then you're gonna go into the weeds, and you're gonna find things like, hey, your neighborhood is not even that nice, or it's really nice here, or you actually want to move here because of some other reason. Yeah, basically that's what we did. And this is back maybe 15 years ago. We were out of college, didn't settle down, and just looking for basically friendly states for business. We were looking at Florida, 0% tax there, Texas, and yeah, the real estate. And we were originally from New York, so we know Manhattan real estate is really expensive, or you could get something really shabby, but it still costs a lot. So we decided, oh, probably need to make a lot of money if we want to ever go back to New York. And we were living in Maryland at that time, and the real estate there was really affordable. Now I think of it, like $200,000 get you a nice starter house already. And if you got a budget of 300, it's pretty good. Get a nice chunk of. This is like 15 years ago. Anyway, right now I think it, like, eventually all real estate goes up, okay? Because the dollar is going down, inflation is going up, okay? Yeah, it forces you to basically decide major things, like once you buy a house to live in, yeah, it's gonna make you really look around the neighborhood, look around your environment, your friends. Like when we moved to California, basically needed to, yeah, all of those friends we made at work, yeah, pretty not gonna be able to see them. And then yeah, and then another thing with buying a house, it gets you on, just basically one less thing to worry about. It's like if you're renting, yeah, your lease runs up, and then usually like they increase the rent yearly. I don't know how it's done in other states, but where we lived, every year you could count on it be a few, like $100. It can even be like 500, 600 increase. And yeah, and usually term, like, yeah, it's just a lot of small details. But once you have a house of your own, you could just set it up and just forget it. Like you really don't see high, and you have a traditional mortgage, like a 30-year mortgage, you're not gonna see a big increase, okay? Might have a HOA increase bump once a while, but yeah. But this is the most important. It is basically, it turns into an asset over time. Like there's 0% chance that renting will ever make you back. You'll never get back that money, basically, okay? You're not putting equity in your rental. You're not you're not retaining any value. Buying a house, eventually, hey, might move. Like our thinking was, we're gonna keep moving. We don't really know where we're gonna live. Might go here, might go there. Yeah, and that way of thinking, it conflicts with buying a house. I know, and you don't want to be tied down. And you're like, oh, I might not live here a couple of years later, but end of the day, you could actually, and then we didn't like really comprehend this. Oh, it's hard to buy a house. It's hard to sell. Like we just didn't dig into the weeds and never did it ourselves. But I'm telling you guys, it's actually very easy. Like there's things like Open Door, Redfin is also doing this now. Zillow used to do it, but they don't do it anymore. But you get cash offers basically on houses. They do a quick inspection and they give you a cash offer and you take it or leave it. And this wasn't possible back then, but now it's really, I think, flexible. Like, yeah. So getting in and out of real estate is, yeah, it's much easier. I would say. So if you need the cash, you can't make mortgage payments, and you really want to move somewhere, you can sell the house easily. Don't let that deter you from the renter lifestyle to a homeowner lifestyle. Yeah. And then, yeah, the big thing is basically don't listen to those gurus saying, "Oh, yeah, house is an asset." If I had to do it again, I'll buy all those houses. That yeah, I wouldn't invest that much in my business. I would just actually buy rental property after my home primary residence. Cat. Yeah. Another thing is if you're renting, you can't really own cats or dogs. Yeah, they probably need to make you pay for your pets, and I know my cat needs to go out every day, so she needs a backyard. She'd be really grumpy if she doesn't have a backyard to go in. So again, another benefit to home ownership. And then the last thing I just want to touch on is mortgages, because as business owners or small-time business owners, we never even thought about like how this would impact getting mortgages. I got married like 4 or 5 years ago, and it's really difficult to get a mortgage if you own a business that is an LLC and you have inconsistent, like if you don't pay yourself, like you show that you're putting deposits into your personal account. They basically, we went through, I personally had to like show sales of like 3 years or whatever, just to prove that yeah, business is stable and growing. And but my wife, she had a stable job. She just showed some, like I think 2 month statements, and he's like, okay, you're approved for this amount of the loan with her income, and then my income, I have to like approve all this stuff. So that's another thing. You have to have a good someone that you know that does mortgages in a bank, and have a good relationship with them to know that you have a stable income, and you're able to actually make the payments, and they'll help you on your on the loan amount. Okay. And if you really know them really well, they can help you like stretch a little bit, and if you like a couple thousand over budget, they'll help you somehow. But typically you want to keep your debt to income ratio, I think they say 35%. Most lenders want to see below 35%. We try to keep it like way under that just because I have businesses, and yeah, never know what happens. But that's what basically lenders are looking for. Right now is really strict. Like back in 2007 again, yeah, it's didn't really need to do all this, jump through hoops or what. Yeah, it is this. And then yeah, you gotta pay attention to interest rates. Like it's like didn't know about it, didn't even care about it. But once you're a homeowner, you just keep track of these things. Like it's like, yeah, it's actually, I think that's about it. Right now the interest rate is around, I don't know, 6-7% for a house. Yeah, just buy when interest rate is really low, and because it'll allow you to afford a larger mortgage rate. Right now it looks like it's coming back down, but yeah, I don't think it'll stay at this rate forever. So if you got an interest rate that's really good, congratulations. But I know my parents, when they got their house, their interest rates were insane, and like, yeah, I didn't even know this, and then until my dad told me, it was like, oh, this is actually really good. Okay, you know. And then also note that once you buy your first house, you could, and you have extra cash, you could start looking to rental property or commercial property to rent out. Or yeah, if your business needs a office space, this is a good investment again, and you can make an asset by getting a renter. Okay, hope that was helpful video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.